Yeah, a lot of these chicks are going to be forced, right? Because let's be honest, in the beginning, they want to be in the streets, and then when they get older, they're forced, right? And before I even start this podcast, I don't give a damn what no one thinks or if anyone gets in their feelings. This is my channel, and I'm gonna make any. If you don't like the content, unsubscribe. And there's plenty of other content creators, right, that have this, oh, don't judge type of mentality. I'm not judging. I'm just telling the truth. Okay. I'm telling the truth. It's not like I'm saying anything that's not correct. You feel me? So with that being said, a lot of these young ladies, okay, that chose to be in the streets will be forced to stay in the streets in perpetual short-term fling after another, right? And a lot of them will fake and fraud and flodge like they actually like being in the streets. Let me tell you guys something, right? Let me tell you guys something that a lot of these thotties, right? You hate to use that word, but they started off that way and they kind of stayed that way, right? But a lot of these, or I'm not gonna use that derogatory term. These young ladies, right? When they they ain't they're not gonna admit that they don't want to be in the streets until their 30s. No matter how much they try to say they want to be or they're liberated and all that, don't no old woman want to be getting tossed around like a blunt. Okay, want to get passed around like a blunt, right? But that's the fate for a lot of these chicks, right? Because for a few factors, men, we're starting to wake up, right? We're starting to wake up. No more of this, forgiving and, oh, don't judge, and this whole naive, just lost in the sauce type of man. Right? A lot of men are starting to wake up to the BS. How these chicks, their little strategies and dual mating strategy, all that bullshit. How they be having boyfriends and side pieces at the same time, and or they have the rotation. You know what I mean? And furthermore, let me say something else. Ladies, if y'all listening to this, if this is not you, if I'm not talking to you, then don't get offended, right? Don't get offended because I'm not talking about you. Okay? If you're healthy, if you're not out here in these streets, if you're not out here thinking it's fun leading men on and having rotations and, playing the field, so to speak, in your 20s, if you didn't do that, right? And if you had a good head on your shoulders, I'm not talking to you. If you aren't a chick that thought she has all the time in the world, that she could do all of this buffoonery and go around giving herself away, right? Because let's be honest, in men's eyes, I don't care what anyone says, because there's a lot of guys that are like, oh, don't judge. The only reason they're saying that, let me tell you the only reason they're saying that. The only reason they're saying that is because they want some coochie, right? And they don't want to say anything that's going to offend the chick because they want the coochie, right? They don't want to say anything that's going to offend because they're scared they're going to lose out on coochie. Well, I've gotten my fair share. More than that, and I'll go out on a limb and say this, more than the average. Not trying to high cap, not trying to brag. One of the main reasons why I started this channel is because I have experience. From the bougie chick, or not bougie, the corporate chick that wears the nice slacks and nice shirt with the bun hair, but really on the low, she's really a freak that everybody in the town know, right? I've been with that. I've been with the hood chick. You feel me? I've been with the chola type of chick. I've been with the regular degular. I've experienced quite a few. Okay. So I'm speaking this from experience. I've seen this, fellas. Let me tell you something. I'm seeing this they unfold in front of my eyes. Because the reason why I made this video is because I'm seeing it. A lot of these chicks are out here, getting dogged. What they're finding is that most men just want to use them for one thing, right? For one thing. And these chicks are going to be like, oh, that's not right and all that stuff. But they never consider why men don't take them seriously and don't want to get committed. They never take the time to evaluate themselves. They just want to blame the guy, right? They don't take the time and evaluate how this guy realizes that she's talking to multiple men while she's talking to him and she's banging them, right? And what a chick will say is that, oh, he doesn't want to commit. Keep your options open. Well, what these chicks are saying is that they're gonna sleep around with multiple dudes at the same time to keep their options open. No, baby, you're not doing it to keep your options open. You're just doing it because you're a thought. You feel me? Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really not trying to be mean. I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible. It's not that you're like, oh, he doesn't want to put a ring on it. No, first of all, those type of dudes, the ones that want to quote unquote put a ring on it and that come in with some kind of intent, some kind of purpose, they're dating you with intention. You find that as a turnoff. A lot of these chicks, a lot, not all, a lot. The ones I'm talking about, the ones that are going to remain in the streets forever. You find that a turnoff. You find a guy that's relationship and family oriented. You find him boring. Right? And maybe this guy, he's not going to marry you the first night he sees you, right? He's taking his time just like you are. Okay? He's taking his time just like you are, and he sees that you're, he sees that this chick is sleeping with whoever, right? She's going around opening her legs to everybody in town. You dig? And what happens is a lot of these chicks, they start complaining. They're complaining like, oh, none of these guys want to commit to me and all that. And I be hearing it, fellas. I swear to God, I be hearing it. These be pretty girls. These girls are pretty. Let me tell you something. And, not too long ago, right? A lot of these chicks would get wifed up or would get committed to real quick. Very quick. Very quickly. They would get committed to very quickly. A 23-year-old, a pretty 23-year-old will have a commitment in no time, right? A guy will commit to her like within no time. You feel me? That was back then. Okay, that was back then. Nowadays, it's like these chicks are begging for men to commit. And a lot of them, like I said, a lot of them will swear up and down that that's not the case. A lot of them will swear up and down that that's not the case. Oh, I don't want no man. But deep down inside, when they're by themselves, they want a man. They want one. Right? They want a man. It's just don't no man want them. And you know what I mean? All of this stems from this whole Cardi B culture, is what I call it. The whole Cardi B, Ice Spice, whatever. All these broads that are encouraging chicks to act like irresponsible thoughts. And then these same women grow up, right? They get older and they find out, oh crap, all of this stuff I've been doing and all of this stuff, my past. Because let me tell you guys something. A lot of chicks think their past don't matter. A lot of chicks think their past does not matter. Well, let's put it like this. The things you did in your past, see, this is subconsciously why men are always worried about a woman's past. Because it's subconsciously something that we worry about happening again, right? If this chick is out here in the streets, okay, which is where she's gonna probably end up, like I said, for the rest of her damn life. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not even trying to be mean. Fella, I've seen this. I've seen this grown up in my apartment complex, all them single moms. You dig? But they, men are subconsciously afraid that this chick going around sleeping with everybody on the block. They're scared that that's going to happen next to them. So it's not a matter of, oh, it's because she has a high body count. Yeah, that's the surface level. But on a deeper level, it's because we're subconsciously worried that she's going to go back, which she probably is. She probably is. And when she does, guess what? That little relationship she had, it's gonna disintegrate. The guy's gonna leave. And guess what? Another guy that doesn't do relationships is born. Another topic though. Like I said though, a lot of these guys that used to do relationships, that used to want relationships, don't. Because they don't see the value in it. They do not see the value in it, right? When they see chicks with about 10 male friends, okay, every time this guy has a conversation with this broad, she's talking about another male friend. And females be thinking we're dumb, right? This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, fellas. These chicks really think we're stupid. And we were in the past, right? We were in the past. We didn't think nothing of it. Oh, she has a male friend. Oh, okay. That's cool. She talks to him on the phone more than she talks to me. Oh, okay, I'll let that fly. No more. Okay, like that's starting to go out the window, man, because I'm talking to a lot of guys, a lot of younger ones too. They be on that shit. They be like, okay, yeah. Like young cats. Young cats, they're like, yeah, I'm not doing that dumb shit, that relationship shit, and they see like all the stuff that we fell for when we were younger. They don't fall for that no more, like male friends and girls trips and all that shit. They're not going, like, men aren't going for that. So what happens is these chicks are perpetually in the streets. I be hearing them complain about, oh, he don't want me and I can't find a man. And like I said earlier, it's like no accountability. There's no reflection. There's no reflection because men, us, when we aren't getting women, right? Well, at least most of us, we're going to reflect. We're going to reflect and be like, okay, look, I need to lose some weight. Okay, look, I need to get my masculinity up. I need to get my confidence, my style, my soul, whatever. But a lot of these females are not accountable because they've been babied their whole lives. But the thing with beauty, especially with females, it fades very, like a female's beauty shelf life is extremely short. And not saying that there's not prettier older women, right? Because I've seen them before. I've seen pretty old women before. I'm not gonna sit here and stunt, but it's just not the same. It's not the same as when they were younger. And they know this. They know this shit. It's not the same. And men are pretty shallow. I'm not gonna lie. Men are shallow. We're looking at the beauty. Okay? But they're gonna stay in this perpetual state of getting passed around like a blunt. And the older they get, the shittier the quality of man that they can get. Right? The shittier quality of man that they can get. Because instead of them focusing on getting better as a person when they're younger, no, they're focused on cheating, on having multiple guys at one time, on all these experiences. I'll just put it like that, because fellas, let me tell you something. A lot of these bras, dog, you don't even want to know their history, right? You don't even want to know. But when they get older, it catches up to them. right? So anyway, I hope you guys like this podcast. Stay up.